If you clicked on this video, chances are you're either pissed off at your twin flame or you have been angry with them before. And I first want to say that it's normal to experience anger in any relationship. It's a very common emotion. It's a common thing that people experience. But what I want to get to today is to point to the underlying reason for the anger and help you resolve this in your union. And I can share with you, anger is something that I still move through even today. And I'm in harmonious union and married to my twin flame, and sometimes anger arises. And you don't want to judge yourself for it. You want to have compassion for yourself, and you don't want to try to suppress yourself or try to shut it down. But you also don't want to be reactive, right? Like anger can lead to, oftentimes like abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse even can be a result of someone getting angry. So none of that. But we're going to talk about like if you're feeling anger, like really allowing yourself to process it and respect that you feel that way. You want to validate your feelings, but to handle it in a healthy manner and not a unhealthy way. And so, to give you some insights on anger, anger is not truly it's a feeling, but the truth of anger is it's a way to numb out to a deeper feeling. All right. And almost probably 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, the feeling under anger is either sadness or hurt. Okay. So if you're feeling angry with your twin flame, it's because something has happened that has hurt you, or something has happened to trigger a sadness inside of your heart. And you want to acknowledge that you feel angry, but set the intention to let the anger go so that you can really address the underlying reason. And as you address the underlying reason, you can resolve it within you and your union. And here's another secret about anger is anger stems from feeling like we're not getting what we want. Okay. And so this is something that especially early on, when I first realized that I had a twin flame and I was new to the connection, I often experienced bouts of anger. Um, well, it wasn't often. It would come and go, at certain times in my journey. But my underlying reason for the anger was because I couldn't control my twin flame. I couldn't get them to be with me in the way that I was trying to get them to be with me, meaning my my attempt was control rather than surrender. And so I really had to work through that in layers as it come up and choose to relax and choose to surrender and trust that the divine had um, my union was going to unfold in the perfect timing. It just required me just to let go. And so I did. And yeah, like I said before, fast forward, gosh, that was like in 2016 when I began my journey. But here we are today, if you're watching this video. And yeah, throughout my healing, I'm in harmonious union. So to recap, if you're feeling angry with your twin flame, it's either because you feel hurt by them, they've triggered a sadness inside of you, they've done something that, you're feeling sad about. Rejection was a big one for me, like I felt rejected. Or also too, it's because you feel that you're not getting what you want from them. And probably what you're wanting could be attention, validation of the connection. It could be accepted by them, or just the love that you share being reciprocated because maybe you have shared your thoughts and your feelings with them and you're wanting them to do the same for you. And so it can trigger anger if we're not understanding how to handle our emotions. Okay. So the way that you can handle these emotions is I'll just share with you some things that worked for me. Uh, Cleaning, this is one that worked for me. Like I'll be up in the kitchen, I'll be scrubbing them dishes. I can do a whole rework of the kitchen, okay? If you don't like cleaning, here's some other things. So, journaling, writing down in a journal how I feel. That way I can really unpack what's underneath the hurt or what's underneath the anger. So, writing it down, taking a walk outside, getting outside in nature, go ride a bike, go walk out in the woods, go sit out in the sun, sit out in the rain, watch the birds. Anything that brings you joy or calms you down, do that. Whatever you do, just do something that feels healthy to help you move through those feelings of anger that you're having and to really get to the core of why you're upset. And once you're to the core of why you're upset, this is where you're going to want to apply the mirror exercise. The mirror exercise can be found in Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover by Jeff and Shalia. I'll drop the link below in the description box. So, chapter 5 of that book, it teaches you in depth how to do the mirror exercise. That way, as you identify the core of why you are upset, you can then mirror it and love yourself, and it's resolved for good in your union. Like as you heal it in yourself, it heals within your twin flame as well. And as you continue to move forward and do this, you will find that you handle it a lot easier. You're able to immediately identify why you're feeling that feeling of anger come up and eventually get to the point to where you don't feel anger. You just immediately feel, oh, I'm triggered here. And then you can love yourself through that process. And so the purpose here is to master your emotions and your feelings to where you don't resort to anger. But until that, it's having that emotional maturity. But until we are to that place, you're going to want to find ways to help you cope or help you move through that anger. So, yeah, once again, journaling, walking around outside if you're like me, cleaning is a great way to move through my anger, watching a movie, listening to music, maybe listening to the type of music that of how you're feeling that will help you move through the feeling. And so try anything on for size, but do what works for you. And most importantly, once again, there's no need to react. Like, don't try to get back at your twin flame because your twin flame is you in another body, and you're just going to kind of add insult to injury. It will feel bad. For instance, with my false twin flame, early on, I blocked them from social media because I was upset that they weren't telling me that they loved me. And so I blocked them. And 2 minutes later, I immediately unblocked them because I had such a sick feeling in my stomach. It felt so bad to do that, right? Because it wasn't loving. I was basically just trying to shut the upset out by blocking, my lesson. And so you don't want to block your lessons. You want to receive them with humility and just move through it. And as you do this and you apply the mirror exercise, you will resolve separation, you will resolve the anger, and you will manifest your harmonious twin flame union. And thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.